Something that can easily make or break a game for me is the final boss, or just bosses in general. But final bosses, they're the climax, they're the ending, they're the grand shabam, you know. It's a whole deal. And so this is your boys' top 10 final boss fights. I already know this list is going to be controversial, and I can see the comments. Why didn't you put in God of War? No. This is my list. Deal with it, cope. Seethe. LW me. Let's get into this. I was a little late on the Pizza Tower train. I think it came out like January of last year, and I bought it like March, maybe. And then, even then, it still took me a while to beat. But the whole reason it took me a while to beat was the final boss itself. Which is amazing. I mean, it's great. Pizza Face. Man, there was no surprise that was going to be the final boss. You open the game, title section, or intro section, he's like... you know, as one does. But the final boss, it's 3 phases, and the music, oh my god, music plays a big factor into all of these bosses, I think. But the music, then each phase has a different song, and they're all good, they're all bangers. But the fight itself, the first phase is like kinda, it's probably the weakest one. I mean, it's the first phase. But then, like, you get to the second phase, it's like, shit's getting down. You see the man behind the slaughter. Or should I say the man behind the pizza? The pizza man. The pizza face himself. And then the third phase, you refight all of the bosses in like a boss rush, and then Pizza Face, and it's just great. It's great, and for some reason it took me like a week to beat. It's a good boss. It's hard. It's challenging. I'm gonna have to go back and replay it, because on it, I don't really. It's been a while since I've replayed it, but I just know it's like it's number 10. It's number 10. Don't at me. I'm gonna say that a lot in this list. I grew up with Tiki Tonk Terror, and I think he is an excellent final boss. That section where you do the rocket barrel, that is challenging. It's a challenging section you have to get through, and then you get there, and then the shit goes down, and the boss itself, and the music goes hard. It's so climactic, and I like Tropical Freeze a lot more than Returns, but the final boss for Tropical Freeze is it is dog. But Returns, that's where it is. Returns slaps. This final boss, the game slaps with the final boss, specifically Tiki Tonk Terror. I love like dodging his hand attacks, and then it's really satisfying whenever you actually land an attack on him. It's just good. It's a good boss. Don't have. I have a little PTSD from this boss. Dark Bowser, or Dark Star, whatever. I was playing, and this one specifically is from the remake, or remaster, whatever, the 3DS port. But I was playing that, and it took me forever to beat that game. I don't know why. I was struggling so hard, but I was sitting in class, and I beat it, but then I had to lock in the class. I was like, okay, close the 3DS, put it in my back pocket, whatever. I get home, and it's turned off. So the moment I beat it, I had to like close it. I didn't like get to save or anything, get to see the cutscene or whatever. I hit that final attack. I was like, okay, done. Close it. Boom. I get home, and it's fucking dead. Literally tweaking. But the boss itself, it is really challenging. It's fun, but it's challenging. The music of course, I don't think you can be a Mario fan and not have heard in the finale or in the grand finale. I don't know what it's called, to be honest, but that song, we all know that song. And if you don't, you're not a real Mario fan. I'm sorry. Even if you haven't played the game, you're not a real Mario fan. Sorry. That's just the truth. That's the honest, hard truth. If you play Smash Bros, you should know this song. Anyways, that's a good boss. That's the end of the story. It's a good boss. There was a handful to choose from this game, and I had to go with this one. Frog's Wrath from Everhood is so good and so hard that honestly I haven't beaten it. Okay, I know, I haven't beaten it. I'm not a real one. And I someday I will. There's someone on YouTube who is playing and beating Frog's Wrath every day until Everhood 2 comes out, and I'm just, how? I don't understand how they're living right now, but props to them, I guess. Anyways, Frog's Wrath, I don't know how to explain. Obviously it's a spoiler, but it's so good, and with the context of the game and like everything that leads up to it, it's amazing. It's the Sands of Everhood, basically, and the not to mention the song Revenge. It's so good. I love this fight. I need to beat it. It's really hard, and I'm honestly not very good at the game, even though it's one of my favorite games. But I also, if you've never played Everhood, I highly recommend, especially if you like Undertale or rhythm games, or just games with good music in general, or good story, lore, and like a deep story. Everhood is really good. Super Mario Galaxy is probably my #1 favorite game, and you're probably wondering why I put the final boss of Mario Galaxy at number 6. Well, it's because I love it, but it's not the best final boss. It's one of my favorites, though, that's for sure. The final boss is like, it goes through 3 different phases, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's right, yeah. 3 different phases, and they each have like a different, like Bowser's using a different kind of move set for each of the phases, and I like that a lot. So like one of them, he's going around, I don't know what it's, he's like in a dirt ball or rock ball or something, and you have to hit the I don't know what they're called, but like the little things that you hit, and I'll probably have a video showing like what that is, but you have to hit the things and hit Bowser, and he goes flying back. But it's fun, and it takes like a lot of things that you've learned throughout the game and applies them to the final boss, which I love for a final boss. But yeah, it's in Mario Galaxy is chef's kiss. People love 2 a lot more than 1 because it has a lot more stuff in it, but 1 will always hold a special place in my heart more than 2. Now, like Everhood, there was a lot of choices, well, only 3 choices, but there were some choices in this game, and I decided to go with the most popular one, Sans Undertale. I know. And once again, like Everhood, I have not beaten Sans. I know. I can see the comments already, if there even are any. I don't really get comments, but if I did, I can see them. I'm a failure, I know. But the boss, if you've played Undertale, even if you haven't played Undertale, but you've seen it, you know how legendary this boss is. I mean, he dodges. He dodges your attack. That's revolutionary. He's meta. Gamers love that. I love that. But Sans is my favorite Undertale character. I'm not even gonna front. I mean, it's probably most people's. I know it's the cliche thing, but don't at me. I love the boss fight, and the music is iconic. Megalovania, everyone knows that song. There isn't really much to say that hasn't already been said about this fight, but it's good. But also, this fight makes me want to die sometimes, but not as much as this one. I love Splatoon so much, and when they announced the Octo expansion DLC, I was beyond excited. And the trailer, the iconic trailer, and they show like Agent 8 walking by Agent 3. That was, oh my god, that was legendary. I was more excited for Octo expansion than Smash, which I was also really excited for. But Enter Agent 3. Okay, so the real, I guess, final boss of Octo expansion is the, I don't know how to say it, the statue, the Niles statue, whatever. I guess Commander Tartar. That's technically the final boss, but Enter Agent 3 is like a secret unlockable boss fight, and it's more of a boss than Commander Tartar is, and you're just playing Turf War, basically. But this, you're actually fighting a boss, and you do fight Agent 3 right before Commander Tartar, but this is Enter Agent 3, and it is... It's hard. God, it's hard. I have nightmares every night. I wake up in a cold sweat. Shit's got me like... But it's good. It's a good fight. It's good. Before Metroid Dread came out, I hadn't really played a Metroid game before. I did play Super Metroid right before it came out, and I loved it. Super Metroid did not have a good final boss, in my opinion. But Metroid Dread? Oh my god, that final section, that's legendary. And I mean, that's why it's top 3. That... It's also really hard. I don't know how many times it took me to beat Ravenbeak, but the ending, after you beat him, that whole fucking hellhole of a fight. I mean, it's a great fight. It takes a lot of skill, but after that, and then you get the like Metroid power, or I guess Samus like taps into her Metroid DNA power. That is so cool, and I really hope that there's a sequel to Metroid Dread. I think I remember hearing a rumor about one, but I don't know. Rumors are so iffy. I mean, I guess we did get Sonic X Shadow Generation. This isn't about that though. I literally just made a video about that. I'm not. But Ravenbeak is amazing. Metroid Dread is amazing. I could probably make a whole video about Metroid Dread, and I probably will once I replay it again. But yeah, Ravenbeak, chef's kiss. I feel a little iffy about putting recent games on this list, but I already put like 3. Yeah, I put 3. Metroid Dread, Everhood, and Pizza Tower are all fairly recent, depending on what your term of recent is. But the Tears of the Kingdom final boss, Ganondorf, it's so good. Whenever I play, and he fucking flurry rushes, that shit had me like literally, I was like sweating. I beat it first try. I don't know how I beat it first try, but I did. I think I have that recording. I'll throw it up. Actually, one of the few things that I'll have like my own footage of. But God, That was intense. Now I soy jacked so hard, and then he ate the tear. And you ride on Dragon, which is Zelda, and it's God, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. And the music in that the music, I don't really remember what the music's like for the actual Ganondorf section of the fight, but I remember the music for the dragon part when he turns into the dragon. It is amazing. I didn't even talk about like the pre-fight. Before the fight, you fight like hordes of enemies, and it's awesome. And also, if you don't do the temples, like Breath of the Wild, you can go straight to the final boss, which I don't know if I could ever do and want to live. But you do that, you go through a boss rush, and that would kill me. That would actually kill me. I am actually curious to see what that would be like, because I know that you do go through the boss rush, but I don't know like the cinematics or like how it changes the story at all. So I might have to try that. But all that being said, the final section, and it's so like cinematic and it's just awesome, and the fight itself is amazing. I still can't get over him flurry rushing. Like I literally jaw dropped whenever he did that. I love Tears of the Kingdom. It's so good. DJ Octavio. From Splatoon 1. Listen, I love this boss so much, and I know I've said this for like almost all of them, but the music, that's my favorite Splatoon song. And they brought it back for 3. I mean, they didn't bring back the actual song, but when they made the remix, it's not as good as the original, but it was still like, they acknowledge it. They acknowledge its existence. It's not Calamari and Incantation. Well, they did play that, and I'll make a whole video about my problem with that song. I mean, I love the song, but that's a whole different video. The boss is so good. It's like you're chasing him, and you're fighting him too, but it puts you through so many different tests and skills, and it's decently challenging, but it's so fun, and it's so good. I love the Splatoon 1 campaign, and Splatoon 2's campaign sucks, except Octo Expansion, but Splatoon 2's campaign sucks. God, I hate it. But Splatoon 1, and the fucking final boss, and the music, I Am Octavio goes so hard. It is my favorite Splatoon song. I've already said that. I'm just babbling here. I'm just yapping. But I can't yap enough about how much I love this boss. I could make a whole video just on this boss. I probably couldn't. It would probably be the same thing over and over again, but y'all don't understand. Or maybe if you played the game, you would understand, but you probably wouldn't, because you'd be like, Inca Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's, well yeah, Baldur's Gate is better. Or like, Spider-Man 1. That was a good boss fight. But ain't no DJ Octavio. Maybe Octavius, but ain't no Octavio. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my list of my top 10 favorite boss fights. I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but I don't care. Fuck you and your opinion. My opinion's better. I'm better. Just kidding. But might make a follow-up of my least favorite final boss fights, which I haven't really thought much of, but I'll cook. Anyways, I'm gonna play Splatoon 1 again.